In a quiet mountain village lived a humble priest named Father Aldrin Vale. He was known for his calm mind, gentle wisdom, and the way he could comfort even the most troubled souls. People believed he understood everything, but even he would soon discover that fate has a strange way of revealing its lessons. One cold morning, a worried traveler named Marlowe Thane arrived at the chapel. He knelt before the altar and whispered, "Father, I've failed too many times. Maybe my life was never meant to succeed." Father Aldrin studied the man's exhausted face. Marlowe had been a merchant who lost his business, his friends, and nearly his hope. The priest replied softly, "Do not underestimate fate, my son. Sometimes it takes everything away, only to give back something greater." Marlowe sighed. To him, those words felt comforting, but still unbelievable. Seeing Marlowe's doubt, Father Aldrin decided to share a story he had rarely told. "Years ago," he began, "I myself believed life had turned against me." He explained that before becoming a priest, he had been a skilled carpenter. He dreamed of building homes for the whole region. His work was strong, beautiful, and admired. But then tragedy struck. In a single night, a powerful storm destroyed his workshop. His tools were lost, his savings gone, and the dreams he held for years were washed away like dust. Aldrin paused. "I thought fate hated me. I thought my life was over." The morning after the storm, while staring at the ruins of his workshop, Aldrin felt lost. But then an elderly monk named Saren Loris passed by and said, "Young man, when the river destroys your bridge, perhaps it is telling you the land ahead is not where you were meant to go." These words confused Aldrin, but they stayed in his heart. With no tools left, Aldrin began helping villagers with small tasks, fixing fences, carrying water, comforting families who had lost their crops. People began turning to him not for carpentry, but for guidance. He didn't realize it then, but fate was slowly pushing him toward a completely different path. Months later, a terrible illness spread through the village. People were afraid, scattered, and hopeless. During this dark time, Aldrin found himself standing in the center of it all, calming the sick, encouraging families, praying for strength. The village elder approached him one night and said, "Aldrin, you are no longer just a carpenter. You are the soul of this village. You were meant to guide us, not build houses, but build hearts." And so, Aldrin became a priest, a role he never imagined, yet one that felt like it had been waiting for him all along. He finished the story. "If my workshop had not been destroyed, I would never have found my true calling." Marlowe listened silently, his eyes widening with understanding. Father Aldrin then handed Marlowe a small wooden cross. "I carved this from the remains of my fallen workshop, a reminder that what breaks you today may be what builds you tomorrow." For the first time in years, Marlowe's shoulders relaxed. "So maybe," he whispered, "my failures are not the end." Aldrin smiled warmly. Sometimes fate closes doors so loudly, we forget that it is opening quieter ones elsewhere. Motivated by the priest's story, Marlowe decided to try again, but differently. He didn't return to trading. Instead, he opened a small roadside shelter for travelers, giving them food and a place to rest. Something he always wished someone had given him during his hardest days. To his surprise, the shelter became widely loved. People donated food, merchants supported him, and over time, the shelter grew into a thriving community lodge. Marlowe eventually returned to the chapel, his eyes now bright with purpose. "Father, you were right. Fate didn't abandon me, it redirected me," Aldrin answered. "Fate never seeks to destroy us, it seeks to reveal us." Fate is not the enemy. Sometimes it breaks your plans so you can build better ones. Sometimes it removes what you cling to because something more meaningful is waiting beyond your sight. When life feels unfair, when doors close, when everything collapses, remember Father Aldrin's lesson. Don't underestimate fate. What you lose today might be the very thing that leads you to who you were meant to become. This story reminds us that no setback is final. Every difficulty carries a hidden direction. And sometimes our greatest tragedies become the seeds of our greatest transformations. So when life shifts unexpectedly, pause and trust the turning. Fate may be leading you somewhere far better than where you planned to go.